What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our review series for Jurassic Park. We are going to be talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom today. I have already reviewed this movie back when it first was released in 2018. I also did a spoiler review for it. You can check those out on my channel, but this is going to be updated thoughts on Fallen Kingdom from me and new thoughts from my colleague, Pag Guy, who is joining me on this video because he really wants to talk about Fallen Kingdom. And I,
Do
I
I though?
yeah. It's just one of those movies I think we have updated thoughts on. And I guess it's going to start a new segment on this channel called Updated Thoughts. If Crimes of Grindelwald, our review for that isn't up by now, which it should be. But let's get started with talking about Fallen Kingdom. Pat, what do you think about Fallen Kingdom?
Fallen Kingdom is like a mixed bag as far as Jurassic movies go. It feels like a very strange movie because there's a very clear divide in the movie between the beginning of the first half of the movie and the second half of the movie. They're two very different things. They kind of feel like two different things meshed together. In some ways, it feels like kind of like Lost World, where the general premise is you go to the island, you bring a dinosaur, in this case, dinosaurs back to the
Yeah.
mainland. This one handles it a lot better than Jurassic World did. But I mean, because this one at least has lasting
You
impact,
mean the
where it's
Lost
not
World?
just. What's that?
You mean the Lost World?
Uh, this one handles it better than Lost World.
Yeah, you said Jurassic World.
Oh shit! Listen, they don't make it easy with these titles, right? So, uh, so like this one, at least you know it's gonna have a lasting impact for future movies. It's not just a T-Rex is running around San Francisco for a couple minutes.
We
Like,
want a theme park in San Diego.
was it San Diego? I said San Francisco, but
It's a little too early for you, huh?
it's a little too early. Still waking up. Um, yeah, but this one, I don't know. I have a problem with kind of. I don't think either of the things it's trying to do with whether it's the volcano or it's the mansion. I don't think either of them are great. I think the characters in this movie are very weird, and a lot of them aren't easy to like. Um, and I just think it ends up being kind of a mess of a movie that is kind of very obviously leading towards possibly a better movie with Dominion, because it feels like this movie is so preoccupied setting up the whole big Jurassic World thing at the end that it kind of doesn't have its own thing to say, you know?
hmm Yeah, for me, this is like a tale of two movies because I mean, I don't really enjoy. I shouldn't say I don't enjoy because there are moments of the first half that I do enjoy. I mean, I enjoy the first half in that like it's cheesy, fun type of way, but I feel like I shouldn't get that with Jurassic Park. Like, I feel like it should just be like just pure fun, not cheesy fun, you know? I mean, I think it's a tale of two movies for me because it essentially is two movies because you have the first half on the volcano, some random volcano somehow that's on Isla Nublar all of a sudden erupting, and now they have to get the dinosaurs off the island. But then they bring them to the mainland to this mansion where they run rampant in this mansion, and there's this auction going on with Eli Mills, and he's a terrible human villain. He's like the dumbest human villain I've ever seen, and it just makes no sense to me why they just wouldn't bring the dinosaurs to Site B, which is Isla Sorna. Like I don't know what it was with Colin Trevorrow and Jurassic World, and then this movie, where it seems like that they're direct sequels to both, to Jurassic Park, the Lost World Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3. But both of these movies act like they're only sequels to Jurassic Park instead of, it seems like they just want to disregard the Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, even though they don't, if you know what I mean.
The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 set up Isla Sorna as Site B, and it's just kind of a weird glaring omission that they don't even like mention that as an option in this movie, because like the
Yeah,
whole plot of this movie is like, where are we gonna put the dinosaurs? Are we gonna? It's like there's a whole dinosaur island over there, and you're not using it. Like you're not even bringing it up as like, even if any sort of
exactly.
explanation, if they were like, oh, Isla Sorna now is not that, like, okay, sure, like something to like
Yeah,
acknowledge that that's a thing, because that's distracting the whole movie. You're
right,
like, why
right.
don't you just do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's That's my whole thing. Like, I mean, I think that's why I think that's why, as dumb as the volcano thing is, because when the hell was there ever a volcano on Isla Nublar? But like, as dumb as that thing is, I think that that's why I like the first half a little bit more, as opposed to the second half in the mansion with the auction. I'm cool. I'm cool with them bringing them to the mainland. I mean, I just think that the reasons to bring them to the mainland is kind of dumb. I mean, that auction scene is just like I. Why would you only sell dinosaurs for millions? Those things could go for like billions or trillions. But hey, why make trillions when you could make billions, right?
It's just kind of, I don't know. The volcano part of it, it's an interesting idea of like the question, should we let these dinosaurs die? Because they shouldn't have been around here to begin with again. And like they don't really get enough time to explore that though, because the movie doesn't really dive into that much.
Yeah.
And then when you get to like, the volcano part just turns into kind of more of the same Jurassic Park where we go back to the island for some reason and we have to do this and we have to, and then once you get to the mansion, I actually prefer that half of the movie because it is like something we hadn't seen before. I don't think the execution's great at all by any means. I think the auction parts especially is stupid,
Yeah.
and very, like, all these, like, cartoon villains are like, "Yeah,
I'm
yes,
one of them.
I would buy the raptor." Like, it's just kinda
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
But and I think, even just in general, James Cromwell's character being, like, some secret, partner of Hammond's that we've never heard of, and he has the amber cane, and it's, like, kinda like,
Makes no
uh,
sense. It doesn't make
yeah, it
sense at
came out of
all.
nowhere. So that didn't really work for me, but, like, just the idea that I think they should have either done a volcano movie where you're trying to rescue the dinosaurs,
Right.
or I think I would have preferred, like, a movie that slowly you realize that there's a dinosaur that's been spotted on the mainland or something, and they slowly find out that, oh, this guy has been bringing dinosaurs to the mainland to sell them. I think you could do an interesting kind of different Jurassic Park movie, or Jurassic World movie in this case, with something like that. But trying to mesh them together just feels like disjointed. And then, like, just back to the characters for a second, like
Oof.
Claire was a corporate. I only care about these dinosaurs as products, as attractions in the first one, in the first
Yeah.
Jurassic World,
Yeah.
and then in this one she's, "Oh, save the dinosaurs," and it's like, okay, but like we don't really see that change in her. They don't acknowledge that she used to be something else, really.
Yeah.
Um, where then Owen, who cares about these dinosaurs, who raised Blue, just doesn't really give a shit about the volcano. He's like, maybe
He
they
he's
should.
he's just like, "Eh, fuck them."
Yeah, like, it's kinda weird, it's just the characters are weird, and then some of the new characters, like, none of the new characters are, like, very good characters, to be honest.
Ugh,
Um,
yeah, Franklin, bug spray.
yeah.
Yeah. The one new character I don't mind is, Zia Rodriguez, I think. I mean, she's okay. She's not great, but I mean, she's okay. Like, I found her tolerable, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I don't, but like, even then, like, they don't hold a candle to Ian Malcolm or Alan Grant or Ellie Sattler, which
Or
speaking
the
of,
Kirby's.
yeah, the Kirby's. Speaking of though, um, Jeff Goldblum returns briefly in this movie, and his entire appearance is spoiled in the trailer. All of his runtime, all of his screen time in this movie is in the trailer.
Yeah, he's just used for, like, probably a minute and a half total to, like, bookend the movie, just to give his, like, monologue at the end about, like, "Welcome to Jurassic World." Like, that's fine, and especially it's fine because Dominion is coming, he's supposedly gonna be in that one a lot more with Alan and Ellie, but it is kind of like the trailers made it look like, "Oh, Ian Malcolm's back," and then you see the movie and
Yeah,
it's like, I mean, not
not
really yet.
really.
But, like, yeah, that was fine, but the villain is awful.
Ugh,
Uh,
don't remind me.
Maisie as a character, the whole development with her, the twist, it's pretty obvious, and while it is kind of a natural progression for, like, the story where we're cloning dinosaurs, so where does that stop? Do we clone people? Like, it's it's just not handled that well, and then
Mhm.
it leads to the big ending where she releases the dinosaurs upon the world, dooming us all to be eaten by T-Rexes and raptors and or stomped to death by triceratops because she's like, "They're alive like me." And it's supposed to be kind of, like, inspirational, and it's like, you just caused the dinosaur
Mhm.
apocalypse. Thank you so
Exactly.
much, basically,
That
because
that's my huge issue with the end, where I'm just like, "What?" Like, I don't care about this little girl. Like, this movie goes to so many great lengths that aren't believable to get you to care about this little girl, and it's like, I've never seen this little girl before, like, I don't care, you
yeah,
know?
they try really hard to make her likable and to make you understand her decision, and it's like, sure, she's a clone and they're clones, but, like, she's the clone of, like, a girl, and those are clones of, like, T-Rexes. It's not the same thing. Like, yes,
Right.
they're alive like you, but also the rest of the world is alive like you, and now you're gonna kill them all!
Yeah, I get what Colin Trevorrow God damn it. Um, gotta clear my throat. Too much talking. Um, I get what like Colin Trevorrow was going for with that. I don't think having a clone girl was the way to convey that. Or or there's something maybe in like Jurassic World that had hinted at, oh, we cloned humans with the same technology we cloned the dinosaurs with.
Right.
I'd probably buy it a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they didn't set it up that well, and while it is like the natural, like what I would assume people like scientists and corporations would do if they had that technology, would do things like that. The reveal of it is just very like obvious. It's like, oh yeah, she's the mom that they keep hiding the mom's face, and like
Mhm.
it's just kind of I don't know. That whole thing is kind of blah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the movie, it's not that fun of a Jurassic movie. It's like the volcano part's fine, but it's kind of the same stuff again. And then that the Haunted Mansion stuff is kind of like there's some cool shots of like the Indoraptor like stalking people in the
yeah.
mansion.
Which I want to talk about the Indoraptor for a minute, and I guess it's just natural progression that you're never gonna do something as big as a Irex or something, but the Indoraptor just feels like a huge step down, as it should. I mean, a raptor's smaller than a T Rex, but I don't know. I wouldn't have gone with another. I wouldn't have said that. Oh, like, as we find out in Jurassic World that the Indominus Rex has like part like raptor DNA, but I don't know. I wouldn't have done a straightforward like Indoraptor in this one. The way it dies is cool, but
Yeah, yeah, it's was kind of a weird choice. I'm hoping that Jurassic World Dominion has like a more interesting, new dinosaur antagonist.
yeah,
Because the Indoraptor did feel just kind of like another Dominus Rex, but like smaller.
yeah. And god damn it, a good human antagonist. Give me Muldoon for Christ's sake.
Muldoon wasn't the antagonist.
I know, but like I'll take somebody like a Muldoon though.
Like Muldoon was a good man. He died trying to
Future!
protect us. Yeah, but yeah, it's just interesting. The movie's very weird. It's a weird Jurassic movie. Like I prefer it. I know like in previous videos I defended Jurassic Park 3. I probably would prefer to watch Jurassic Park 3 because at least there's Alan Grant being Alan Grant and not a bunch of characters that
Alan.
don't really feel like themselves or not really fleshed out, doing all sorts of making really stupid decisions like releasing dinosaurs. But the movie, to its credit, does set up a great third one, and I'm hoping Dominion follows up on that. Where the last montage of this movie with the dinosaurs being in the real world is pretty great. So
Yeah. What would you give this movie on a A to F scale?
probably like a C. It's enjoyable enough, but it's not one of the stronger Jurassic movies, I don't think.
Okay.
Uh, I feel like it's kind of a mishmash and not really like its own movie. I think it's a bunch of ideas kind of thrown together,
All
setting
right.
up where they want the series to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm at a C minus on this. I think that there's, even though the first half is more of the same, I have more enjoyment in the first half than I do with the second half because I like the idea of the dinosaurs coming to the mainland, but it's just that whole thing where it's like, why don't you just move them to Isla Sorna? Is just a huge gaping plot hole, and I get it. There's plot holes in almost every movie ever made. Like, how did Bruce Wayne get back to Gotham in The Dark Knight Rises? I get it. There's plot holes galore in movies, but but when it's like common sense like that, it really bothers me. And then I just don't find anything in the mansion all that appealing. Like it's just an auction and then this little girl running around letting the dinosaurs out. And I mean it sets up a good, like you said, a good third one, hopefully. But it none of it really was appealing to me, and I don't like the characters in this. I think bringing Goldblum back for just 5 minutes of screen time for two scenes to bookend each part of the movie, like the beginning and the end, I think it was just kind of a waste. Like just bring him back in Dominion, you know. So yeah, I'm going C minus on this too. All right. So that will conclude our review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I finally figured out how to do it so it shows us both all at the same time. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's great. Um Pat, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at this Pat guy. Talk about movies, argue about movies. If you want to come at me to fight me about Jurassic Park 3, you're welcome to fight me, and I will win. Like the Spinosaurus defeated the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yep. You can find me at my official website, alexmaddenmovies.mystrikingly.com. All my social media links are there. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden. That is Pat. We'll see you at the movies somewhere.